Okay, so the first things we're going to go over is how do you know if you have a leak? So we've been talking about this a little bit already today. The high water bill, that sound of water running. With a hot leak, if the hot water pipes are leaking, you're going to actually feel a warm or hot spot on the floor. You might find your cat or your dog is enjoying laying there. All right, so that's a good thing to look for. If the leak is fairly large, you may find you'll have water surfacing around the perimeter of the house or at the curb. Also, if it does progress, sometimes you'll get flooring damage, buckling, other things like that. And occasionally you will get water surfacing in the house, so this is something to look for. All right, so first thing, what can you do? What can you do before you pick up the phone and call someone? Is like they should before, check that meter, check the toilets, shut off the irrigation. If you have a swimming pool, especially with an autofill, make sure you check that autofill, get it shut off. And if you see up here our website, we have a lot of useful information about how to check for leaks, what you can do, steps you can take to help determine what's going on before you call for professional help. All right, so this is the big worry. This is the big thing I hear from people. They pick up the phone and you can hear that worry in their voice. This is, our home is one of our largest investments we make in our life as adults. And it is, it's our treasure, it's our castle. It's what's part of what makes us. And when you have something major go wrong with your house, it can be really distressing. And one of the big things I hear people say is, I've got this huge leak, this water leak. Is this going to make my house sink? So it's actually a house in Florida where they have sinkholes that occasionally happen. This is not actually from a plumbing leak where this house sunk. This is just a natural occurrence where there's a sinkhole. I've never seen a house settle or sink due to a plumbing leak. Typically with plumbing leaks, the ground is compacted and the water will saturate through the ground just like when it rains. And so when the ground's open and they dig down to get to the leak, typically that ground is solid. There's not a sinkhole, there's not a void, and that ground is compacted in place. So definitely a misconception because people don't understand what's going on underneath the ground there. The other thing is my house going to flood? Am I going to be walking through a foot of water in the morning? And typically what we advise people is just like Chris was saying about that water shut off, is if you have a leak, you can turn off that water when you're not using it. And if it's on the hot side, you can turn off the hot side and isolate that and minimize the waste of water, waste of gas or electricity. A lot of times you have a really high electrical bill or gas bill. So a lot of you might live on slab homes or have family members that have slab homes. Just want to kind of quickly go over what is a slab home and why they build them. So what we have here, the one picture is the foundation. Just kind of show you this. The foundation is reinforced around the perimeter, and then we've got a slab flooring. And underneath the concrete, there's some fill, and the pipes are about 1 foot down to 2 feet down underneath the floor. So a lot of times people think they have a slab pipe leak, and it's in the concrete. It's actually not. It's down underneath in the dirt. And there's a visqueen. If you look at the other picture with the pipes stubbing up, you'll see that whole area is actually covered in plastic, and that's a vapor barrier. And that's going to help prevent moisture from coming through the floor, and why when a lot of times you get a slab leak, you don't actually see water coming up into the house. So you can see the red and the blue color. Those are the pipes that are stubbed up. And so the reason why they do this is before they pour the floor, for efficiency in building the home, they'll lay the sewer and pressurized plumbing pipes under the concrete, and then they'll pour the concrete. And what they do at that point is when the walls are framed up and the plumbing's stubbed out and to the unfinished walls and ready to connect to your fixtures. And this is a very efficient way of building homes, is why they do it. Okay, so The other thing I hear a lot from homeowners is why? Why do I have a leak on my pipe? My house is 10 years old, 15 years old. Why am I having this problem? Got a couple of pictures up here. The one on the top is, what you can see is what we call aggressive soil conditions. So the soil is reacting with the copper pipe and it's causing a corrosive hole into the copper. Unsleeved copper, unprotected, and it is being deteriorated by the gravel, sand, or dirt around it. Sometimes it's a build or installation error. So this is soft rolled copper. When it's rolled out, if they kink the pipe, it's then going to have a spot where the water's going to rub. And just like, any of you guys been to Yosemite? Well, somebody's been to Yosemite here, haven't they? All right, yeah, you've been to Yosemite. How was Yosemite Valley cut? Water. Yeah, so that water running through that pipe, rubbing on that kink that's sticking down, can actually wear a hole into the copper sooner than it should. So that builder, that accidentally kinked the pipe, and when they put it in, and they didn't take that section out, 5, 10, 15 years down the road, that's actually going to wear a hole. So the pipe is supposed to be bent, and they use a special type of bender when they roll the copper so they don't kink it. Other things that can affect and cause leaks is roots. Not very common under the house, but especially on your main line coming in. The roots will press against the pipes and cause the fittings to break. The other thing is electrolysis. Two ways this happens. One is, like you see in the picture, you see that wire, the reinforcing wire in the cement. If that wire or rebar is touching the copper, that will cause electrolysis and burn a hole through the pipe. The other thing that will happen is if they've ever connected copper to galvanized, that will also cause electrolysis. And last is a freeze. Not very common under the ground, but as far as leaks go, if you have leaks that are caused by a freeze, they're usually pretty severe. This last winter had a lot of frozen pipes, and usually people know it because it's raining inside your house. And you don't need a leak detection company. You need to turn your water off and call a plumber. So this is another example of types of leaks and things we see. So what are your options? What are you going to do at this point? You know you have a leak. You have to do something about it. Everybody's going to be in a different situation. Financially, what type of home? How old is the home? What are you going to do with your house? And this is kind of where you need to make a decision on where you want to go, where you want to move forward. You can call a leak detection company like ours. You can call a plumber. And a plumber, some plumbers do leak detection, but you may know your piping is already 60 years old. You don't want to mess around with doing a spot repair, and you just want to immediately move into a repiping of the house. You have no need to call a leak detection company to do an inspection when you just need to have the plumbing replaced. And then the other option is to make the repairs yourself. Some people are handy; they have a family member or friend that can help them, and so there's different options there. Okay, so why get a leak detection? What is it? How does this benefit you as a homeowner to get a leak detection? And what we see here, the one picture is a repair being done by a plumbing company, and you can see they were able to take out just one tile. So we located the leak, and they found under one tile being removed. They were able to dig down, make the repair, and then put the tile back. And so when they're done, the damage to the home is minimized. So minimum property damage, lower cost to repair, and the work is completed much faster than repiping or rerouting. The other option if you do not want to do the leak detection, there are some reasons not to get leak detection. That's old galvanized piping underneath the slab. We highly we recommend to people to not get leak detection and just repipe.